Hi guys, Becca here from Strongwoman Highs, and welcome to our bonus episode, PED Talks. Here's a little brief introduction before we get started. So I'm doing these bonus episodes around women's performance-enhancing drug use to increase conversations and awareness around PED use. And at the same time, I'm running a dissertation survey on the prevalence of PED use within the sport. PED use is a topic that gets discussed a lot, but actual relevant evidence is scarce, especially for women. So if you're a woman in this sport and you would like to take part in the survey, then check out the link in the show notes below. Quick disclaimer, this podcast is meant to inform and educate others on people's choices and experience around PED use. It is not advice to take PEDs. We do not condone the use of performance-enhancing drugs unless it is your informed decision to do so. This is not medical advice and is in no way related to our professional roles. I hope you enjoy this episode and remember to like, share and subscribe for future episodes. Enjoy!
Hello and welcome back to Strongwoman Highs - Life is a Mishmash. Today we have very special guest joining the show, a Strongwoman OG. We have Jemma Stubbs. Welcome, Jemma.
Hiya, Becky. All right?
I'm all right, thanks. Yeah, thanks for being on. I'm very excited for this episode today. So, we're going to do a little bit of a mishmash of a Strongwoman Highs and a PED Talk episode. So you're getting a double whammy bonus today, everybody. So, do you want to give a little bit of a brief introduction, elevator pitch to who you are, what you're all about, your Strongwoman journey, Jemma?
Yeah, it might be a bit mishmash, but that's in the title, isn't it? By the sounds of it. So all good. Yeah, so I was Wales Strongest Woman 2021, won Britain's Strongest Woman 2021, and yeah, I competed it over into 2022. Was part of the first Arnold's Pro Show lineup in 2022. That was pretty cool. That was a really good highlight, to be honest. I can't even remember where that was. I think it was Manchester. No, Arnold. It was in the Arnold, so it would have been in Manchester.
Yeah.
Did a few Guinness World Records that year as well. That was pretty cool.
Hell yeah.
As part of like a Welsh Pride St. David's Day celebration. And then didn't do much after that. So yeah, I had a bit of a breakdown after that. So the story of that will come out in time, I reckon. But yeah, my career was quite short, but it was a sparkly little bang. I didn't really train for very long on the run up to doing the Wales in the 2021 in Strongwoman. I was powerlifting. And I think I must have done about 6 months training on the run up to Wales. Thought I'd give it a crack because it sounded like an absolutely brilliantly fun thing to do. And yeah, that was it really. A bit of a bang and out we went.
Hell yeah. What was your like run up to obviously getting into strength sports? Because I know you said you're in powerlifting as well, weren't you? You've got some records in powerlifting as well, haven't you?
Yeah, I've got a few like federation records. The thing with powerlifting is so many different federations, aren't there, and so many different weight categories and different bloody categories. So the people that hold the all-time records will listen to this and go, "She's not got the record for nothing." But yeah, I've got the ABPU records, a couple of them.
Nice.
Biggest deadlift and stuff like that. Yeah. But I was playing rugby, I played rugby, started a little rugby team in Llangollen where I live. And absolutely loved it. And then just sort of like progressed through that and I was part of the inaugural RGC Women's North Wales team. And at that level of rugby, they got us lifting weights.
Nice.
And I realised that I was probably better at that than I was at rugby. So I kind of jumped ship at that point, yeah. But it was a nice little segue into powerlifting. But I've always been big, and I've always been strong. It's definitely fairly genetic. And I think it was so lovely to find something that was that I could use that as a positive thing instead of it growing up. It was like banged home to us that being big and strong as a woman wasn't necessarily fantastic. And then found something. I was like, oh, it is fantastic.
Yeah.
So yeah. Started lifting weights as part of rugby, and then the rest is history, really.
Class that, yeah. So a pretty sporty background all in all then. You've like coming from rugby. I know that there's quite a lot of girls come from rugby, and it is just like, it's such a good like base for strength sports, isn't it? Especially for strongman, where it's a lot of like dynamic movement,
Yeah.
explosive power and stuff.
And you've got to be quite aggressive as well. Like
Yeah.
if you're willing to run into a massive lass that's running at you, then you're fairly well set to do strongman. Like you've got to have that edge to you, haven't you? So if you're coming
Yeah.
from, and normally rugby girls, a lot of them are farmers, and they are on and off edgy.
Not bothered at all, are they? Not bothered at all.
No.
Yeah, it's class.
Yeah.
It's the one thing that terrifies me, rugby. I'm just like, nah, never. I couldn't imagine someone running at me full pelt to knock me on the ground. Sounds awful.
Yeah, it sounds awful, but when you're doing it, it's amazing.
I'll take your word for that, Jemma. I'll take your word for that.
Definitely, yeah. It is good crack.
Class. Well, let's find out. Look, while we're still on the highs, let's go into what your strong woman highs have been. So I know you mentioned obviously the Arnold and stuff. Whatever, have you got any other highs? Like, how did you find the Arnold? Because that was a cool show. That like it's such a shame it's never really happened again because it was
not
class.
really. Yeah, it's fragmented out a little bit, hasn't it? To various different. I think there was a few fractions there, wasn't there, with various different organisers and event holders, which is a shame. Yeah. It is a shame because it was such a good show. That was a high, but I wasn't in a great place at that time because of what we're about to talk about. So it was all singing or dancing, lights, camera, action. It was pretty cool. It was like as close as I've got to what you see the lads doing on the TV. It was like, wow, we're doing it too. We're in the same room. We're on the same stage. People are cheering us on. It was absolutely mint.
Yeah.
But that first Britain's Strongest Woman that Ant Brown put on in 2021 that I won, that was just amazing. That was definitely the high for me because I hadn't dived into that world of PEDs yet.
Yeah.
I wasn't putting so much pressure on myself. Like I was right there as just a person that was giving something a go. And my body was in a really good place and there's no expectation on it. It was such a high. I can't even remember the weights or the events, to be honest. I know we had a deadlift. I think it was deadlift max reps at like 220 or something like that.
Was that the one that was at a Fit Expo? Was it in Liverpool?
No. It wasn't. It was just a standalone event in the Doncaster Dome.
Oh, was it?
Yeah.
I can't have done that. I can't have been there for that one because I can't remember that.
I don't think you were because I was with Jenny and I didn't see you. I would have seen you probably. But no, it was standalone. I think England's that year was at FitX and that was the first year maybe that was it.
Yeah.
FitX?
That might have been the one I'm thinking of. Yeah, Liverpool, the one at Liverpool. Yeah, I'm sure it was. Yeah.
No, this was Doncaster. Yeah.
Yeah, because you got coached by Jenny as well, didn't you?
Yeah. It was. I was with her for. She's class. She is.
Legend.
Proper class. Like I still to this day use so many things that she taught me as a coach myself.
Yeah.
And transfer, she's mint.
Yeah, no, she's an absolute legend. Like, we absolutely love her. She's just a good coach as well, isn't she? Like, sometimes if I've got problems, I'm like, Jenny, what about this? Do you know about this? She's just so
she will know about it. Yeah, she will know about it.
Yeah, she's just shit at selling herself, isn't she? Like, you've got to drag it out of her.
She probably don't want to be that busy though, does she? She'll probably curse us for saying that she's a good coach.
100%.
She don't want people contacting her.
No, well, actually, she's shit. Don't message her.
Just leave her alone. Like, she's got nothing to give.
No, class. I love that. Well, it was a short strongwoman career then. So do you want to move on then? What have been the lows? Because I feel like this is going to be the biggest part, really, isn't it?
No, not at all. It was class. It was really good. Like there have been highs. It's not that it's all lows. Yeah. Like it was short, but only because I absolutely broke under the pressure. It's not for everyone, is it? But it was so amazing and all the girls were great and what I did do was really good and it's great to watch them all carrying on, cracking on now. But the lows, it was just too much pressure. Like it got to a point where I I won Brits, and that was like, what? Like, how? How is that even possible? I think everyone else was just having a bad day.
I don't think that's true.
Becca Crumpsey was in the lineup. I beat her. How? Have you seen her? She's a machine. Like, she's absolute mint athlete. I've never seen anything like it. And I'm like, oh, crikey. Right, okay. Well, I didn't expect to win in any way, shape, or form. And then I think the weight of that pressure just absolutely crushed me. Because beforehand, I was taking it seriously, but I wasn't taking myself seriously. I've always I do everything 100% ADHD, massive. So, I've always trained hard, but I wasn't taking it ever so seriously. And then as soon as I came out of winning the Brits, I had to be regimented. And if I wasn't hitting the numbers, it was a problem for me.
Right.
Whereas it wasn't a problem before. So, that level of pressure just meant it all fell apart. So instead of it building me up, it just started to tear me down, and my body wasn't responding to that. Meant that level of stress hormones being released. It was just like, no, it's not fun anymore. And it's incredible the effect that your brain has on your body.
Yeah.
Like I've never known anything like it. Like, everything was just falling apart. So come out of the Brits, I decided that there was too much pressure, and about a week before the Brits, I decided I'd start to cycle PEDs. Am I segueing into this conversation? I am.
Yeah, go for it.
Let's segue. I decided I needed an edge, and it was ever going to have no effect on me at Brits at all. So I'd had on the run up like a week or two. And I think that, combined with the pressure and everything just getting a bit much, my body was getting a bit toxic. Training was a little bit much, and it just started to go down from there. And then we didn't have to qualify for Brits the next year, went into 2022 and came fourth in Britain's Strongest Woman. So that was a real low for me, because I went into it. In fact, I did compete in the Wales Strongest Woman before that, but I competed in the open weight category. So I was about 78 kilos. I competed open, came second to Rebecca Roberts, which is no awful thing, is it?
No,
Let's
it's class
face it.
that.
Yeah. And Claire Milo, who's also class, was in that lineup. So yeah, I was fainting. I was fainting a lot. Maybe like 10 times a day at one point. I don't think my heart was keeping up with the shit. Yeah, it was really bad. Fainted at Wales twice, I think.
Fuck.
Yeah, went into Brits, came fourth there. I think I was on a bit of self-sabotage mode as well. The day before the Brits, I'd decided that I'd go and do some stupid shit. We found like a rope swing at the side of a river, and we would just swing, and I ripped all the calluses off my hands. Like the day before Brits, when I had to do a car deadlift the next day, and my hands were ripped to shit.
Oh,
so I think I got 18 reps with this deadlift, and that was the first event at the Brits 2022. My hands were ripped to shit. I was like, fuck. Excuse my language.
No, go for it. Say what you want on here, mate.
Nice. And yeah, the girls, I think I came third in the deadlift, which is by far my strongest event. And I was like, nah, checked out, gone. I'm done from here. If I haven't won the first event, I'm not winning. I'm checked out. Winning's the only thing that matters. And it really was. That was all that mattered. I think I needed therapy before I went into any kind of high level sports, Becca. Like some serious therapy.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that was me low, and it was Arnold's came after that, was absolutely fantastic, but that was the breaking point.
Yeah. That was the final straw. Yeah. So did you start taking PEDs then, or did you say the week before that Brits that you won?
Yeah.
That's for just in itself insane. What was the decision process behind that? Because obviously, like changing something that close to a competition, to me, I mean, it could be like a completely normal idea for you, but I think that sounds fucking crazy.
Yeah, well, I was crazy though. I've changed an awful lot. I'm
Yeah.
still a little bit crazy. No, I was, and the pressure was so much. I was like, oh my god, all these girls are massive. I mean, look at them. They're jacked as shit. They look fucking ace.
Yeah.
They're absolute machines, and I'm there with my phone, like scrolling through all the competitors, looking at everything they're doing, thinking, man, I wonder if like chucking in 20 grams of Anavar a week before is going to make any difference, and decided that it definitely would. Definitely going to make a difference. So it made absolutely no difference. Just FYI. Yeah, and then carried on with that for a little bit, and then I just look back at the chats now. I was a bit worried about it because I hadn't really had that many effects from the Anavar. I'd stopped my periods. I'd stopped, and I was horny as fuck all the time. But that was all really. There wasn't like anything that I couldn't handle, and it made me look like an athlete, which imposter syndrome. Like I didn't really look the part before, which was really difficult. And then coming out of the Brits, it got to January. I decided to reach out to someone. I won't name any names just because it's not really fair. But I reached out to somebody who was well known and advertising that sort of support of, you know, designing cycles and stuff, because I really didn't know what I was doing. I had Jenny as a coach, and I asked her, and she was very clear. Listen, I don't know. And I don't really want anything. You know, I'll support you. I'll support you through it, but I definitely don't want any part of deciding what you're going to be doing.
Yeah.
She didn't have enough information, so that's absolutely fine. And great. I think that's what coaches should be doing, to be honest, unless they've some real strong grounding in the subject, which I don't think anybody really has that stronger grounding in the subject, because the research on female PED uses
shit.
Yeah, there's nothing really there. So I'm looking and I'm thinking, well, there's nothing out there. And I'll reach out to someone and I'll ask. And he designed me a cycle. I'll read it.
Come on, oh no, I already know this is going to be so bad.
Do you know what? I don't know that it is bad, because actually I don't know anything about it. Like I've got clients now and they really get cross with me. I'm like, no, I can't advise you on it because I don't know. And it broke me. I don't think it does you any good. Like, and fair play to people who it doesn't have that effect on. They definitely didn't need therapy before they started taking it. And I definitely did. So there we go. It was a 10-week cycle of 150 milligrams of Deca injected there for 5 weeks, and then 300 of Deca up to week 10. So that was the cycle. I have no idea what that means.
I don't know much about dosing, but it sounds like a lot. I'm sure people who are listening to this will let us know whether it's too much or not. But
I think we ended up shooting in a bit higher than 150. I think we ended up discussing it, and but I won't say. I've not got that in writing, so I don't know. And my memory is absolutely shot of this period of time. But that was what I was told to take, and a multivitamin. And some krill oil, Becca. Don't forget the krill oil. It's critical.
Super important.
Really important. I didn't last till week 10. I can't remember where I lasted to. So I think probably about 7 or 8 weeks.
Yeah.
But that was the cycle then, and that was from January. I can't remember when all the competitions were, but I do remember that it didn't do very well. I did not get any stronger. And the enhanced games show you that, don't they? Don't they just show you? It doesn't really make a difference. And you get to a point where you're just so toxic that your body goes, well, what do you want me to do? I can't
Yeah.
function. You know, I'm designed to function exactly perfect, and you're sticking shit in that's not you know, it's counterproductive to what you're trying to do. So I didn't get any stronger. Ended up
Yeah.
going from first to fourth in the Brits, and yeah, that was that.
What was the side effects from DECA like? What was it like sort of physically, but then also what was it like mentally?
Physically, I didn't see any changes. I didn't look, and I looked less jacked than I did on the Anavar, and a little bit of Anavar that I'd taken for a bit. I didn't get any stronger. But to be honest with you, Becca, I don't think I got any stronger from the Anavar. I think I looked mint. Like it shredded me right down, and I did really look the part. So I think bodybuilding wise, and if that's, you know, if that's something that's super important to you, the aesthetic was definitely there. But physically, I didn't see any changes. I wasn't lifting any heavier at all in any way, shape, or form. In fact, I lift heavier now as a natty old woman than I did then. So yeah. Mentally, I just started to go downhill really fast. And as soon as I started taking this DECA, it really wasn't many weeks before I was so angry. I was so incredibly angry. And I've always been an angry lifter. I've always channeled that sort of rage that I've always had into lifting anyway. So I just couldn't, I can't even explain to you the fog in my head. It was just so incredibly intense. And that anger that gave me maybe a little bit of an aggressive edge just completely took me out of the game. I lost, I mean, I didn't lose my marriage, thankfully, but about every other relationship that I had broke down. I lost so many friends. I was an absolute dickhead to so many people. So many relationships broke down because I just couldn't control that anger and that rage that was just absolutely pouring through me. It makes me feel really quite sympathetic to lads with natural testosterone going through puberty. Like, it was crazy. So yeah, I just couldn't keep a straight head at all. So going into competition and everyday difficult life situations, I just couldn't handle. So mentally, I took a real big dive. It was more anxiety when I was on it than anything else, and just blind rage. The after effects when coming off it, stopping competing, everything, I think that's accumulation of absolutely everything. That's when like a real like wall of depression hit me. It was like, poof, have this.
Yeah.
Which is, and I was told as well during the DECA cycles that I'd menopaused at 35, 34, however old I was. They were like, yeah, well, you've menopaused, that's it. And like, shit, like that's not a little thing.
Yeah. Did they think that was brought on by the cycle then? Was that brought on from the cycle, or was it just something that was going to happen anyway?
Intuitively, I would say, I mean, I didn't tell them that I was on
Right.
anything. So intuitively, I would say that, yeah, it was all messed up from there.
Right.
But yeah, I took some Clomid. I think the person I went to back to the person and said, listen, I said I'm menopaused, like my bloods are showing that, whatever. I took some meds and I've got like a kind of semi-cycle back now, but it can't have been. But at the time, that's what it was, and it was a very long period of actual menopause symptoms. Like I couldn't sleep. I was sweating, like hot sweats all the time. Like,
Yeah.
absolutely mad. Do you know what I've just thought? You know, when you said like physical symptoms, I thought straight to strength, but physical symptoms being this voice as well.
Yeah.
My voice has always been, I've always had a deep voice, but it broke we did those Guinness World Records, and I was shouting on the girls, and I was like, yeah, go on, fuck it. And my voice went, and it never came back.
Just in one go.
In one go. Becky, you're laughing, but honestly, in one go, it went, and I thought I had some sort of laryngitis, and it never came back. This is it. I can't
Fucking
sing
hell.
unless it's country. I can only
Yeah,
sing country now. That is the key that I've
yeah.
got.
Yeah,
But
Nab said that about singing. She said that was one thing she lost was singing. Couldn't
yeah,
couldn't hit it properly after that.
there's just nothing there. Like you'll try if I try and scream, which I won't, I can't. So if I was ever in dire danger, I'm not gonna be able to alert anyone.
Just got to shout really loud.
Just have to shout like, yeah, so there were those physical symptoms as well, and the hair on my chin, which definitely was never there before, little bastards.
Yeah. Oh God, fucking hell! It sounds like a crazy moment in time for you, really. What was the like? So I know you said you don't really know anything about PEDs. Like, how did you make that decision? Where was like, did you try and look into anything? Like, did you try and find research? Like, what was the final thing where you were just like, oh yeah, fuck it, go on, then I'll do it, or was it just the pressure of competing that sort of drove you to that point?
Exactly that, it was just the fear. I reached out to a few people and they were like, "Listen, I don't really know." Do you know Rick Foster from Strom? Like I
Mm,
reached out to him. He was like, "I can't, really advise you on that. To be honest, there's not a. I think at the time he was going to be doing some sort of body of research into female ped use. I don't know if he ever did that. Um, but nobody had the information. And when I looked online, there wasn't the information there. And
yeah,
to be honest with you, even if I don't know what that information would have done, like studies and stuff, they don't often mean that much, do they? I mean, you look at the conditions that they're done under, and it's like, does it really mean that much? I think
yeah,
hearing someone talk about it, um, which is why I wanted to do this, because it's quite a difficult thing to talk about and
yeah,
admit, right, yeah, this is what I was doing. Um, but I think if I'd have heard somebody say, listen, like this is the effect it had on me. It wasn't just that my voice broke, because I kind of knew. Like those people said to me, yeah, I can't advise you, but I can tell you that you're gonna get, all of these different things. It potentially gonna wreck your marriage. It's potentially gonna, but I was like, well, I've got a handle on that. I don't really care about the hair on my face. I don't really care if my voice breaks. But if somebody was to sit there and say, like, it pushed me to a point where I very nearly killed myself. Like, if somebody was to sit there and say that, I would go, right, okay, well, I possibly can't handle that.
yeah,
And that was the reality of it. I think, don't get me wrong, there was a lot of stuff I needed to sort out in my head at the time. But who doesn't have stuff that they need to sort out in their head at any one time? Like, we all got our crosses to bear. We've all
yeah,
got the shit that we carry through life. Um, and adding, like, life is hard enough. And if someone was just to sit there and say, "Hey, we do this for fun.
yeah,
Like, we do this for fun. Like, we're not getting paid. You don't get paid unless you're a lad. You're not making any money from this unless you're a lad."
yeah,
Um, and even then, they probably struggle. I don't know. Um, so you're doing this for fun. Is it really worth it?
yeah,
I probably would have reconsidered, which is
yeah,
why I wanted to do this with you today. And good on
yeah.
you for doing it as well, Becca. I think it's really meant.
Oh, thanks, mate. Well, I appreciate you coming on and just being so open and honest about it as well. Like, and it's like I think it is. That's the really important part of it. Is like it doesn't get discussed a lot. The mental health side of like obviously PED use, and especially for women. Like I think there's so much pressure on the physical symptoms with women. Everyone being like, "Oh, just be careful because of your voice and the hair and all that sort of stuff." But
Yeah.
like the mental side of it is absolutely huge. And I think, like, do you want to talk a little bit more about coming off of those PEDs when you made that decision? Like, what was the reason you didn't make it to that 10 weeks on that cycle? Was it just the mental health impact that it was having?
Yeah, it was wild. I could see everything that was breaking down. I was really angry. It just wasn't worth it. And I think maybe the fainting. I was fainting an awful lot.
Yeah,
There was so many different things that were falling down. Um, and I just thought, nah, just call it a day. Like it's not worth it. But coming off was harder than being on it was, because being on it, I was like angry, but at least it was coming out. Like I was still functioning.
yeah,
Um, I was still standing up and getting on with it. But coming off was a totally different kettle of fish. It was like my hormones then had to rebalance. It didn't have the ones naturally being produced in my body, and it didn't have the fake ones either.
Mm.
And I was in a really bad place from what it had put me in, and I wasn't top of the tree anymore. Well, I was never top of the tree, but I wasn't on top of my game anymore. So yeah, I just fell from there, and I had a thriving business which I completely ran into the ground. Like it fully fell apart. Like
Mm.
everything fell apart. I couldn't hold down like relationships. I was just so in a fog of desperate depression.
Yeah.
Like, and it's taken an awfully long time to get out of that. I would actually say that this year is maybe last year, was the coming up for me. Like, and I'm on top now, and I'm absolutely on top form, and I've never
Good.
felt better, which is absolutely mint. But I didn't know that I'd get here. Like when I came off them, I was like, I was ready to call it. I was definitely ready to call it. If I didn't have kids, I probably would have called it.
Yeah.
Like, it was so overwhelming. I don't think I can't put it into words because people say, "Oh, I'm depressed and I'm anxious," which they definitely are. Like, I get it. This world is a really difficult place. Life's really hard. But this was something else. It was
Mm.
like crazy territory. Like someone sectioned me
Yeah.
kind of territory. Uncontrollable. I just didn't know where to turn. If I could have pulled my hair out, I would have done.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was it really. It was just riding the storm. And
I know.
there's no body of information that I could find of how to ride the storm. And then the shame of having to say, I've done this to myself.
Yeah.
Could someone help me? I'm not a reach out for help sort of girl anyway. But if I went to the GP and said, listen, this is what I've done, they wouldn't know what to do. There's
Yeah.
no information there. Like there's maybe a small bit of information on lads, but even then, there isn't anything there, isn't it? So it's just a case of riding the storm and hoping for the best.
Yeah. Yeah. I think it's so difficult because I think just with anything suicide related, it's really, really difficult because most healthcare just don't know how to tolerate it. Like the amount of times I hear it where like the recommendation is like, oh, just ring Samaritans, like, and that for me is like, yeah, that's a free service. Well, like, I volunteer a little bit for Samaritans, like sometimes, and
Nice,
like
nice.
you get like training and stuff, but still, like that can't be like our NHS healthcare be
No.
all end all. Oh, just ring them; they'll help
Yeah,
you. It's a phone
yeah,
call that like they're just going to listen to you. Like, so it's crazy the way that it's dealt with in the UK mental health, definitely. But
it is.
I think that bit that you said is really interesting about how you said like you felt so much shame because you'd done it to yourself. But then, do you really feel like you've done it to yourself when, yeah, you made those decisions, but those weren't informed decisions. Like those were like, they were decisions driven by like a want and a need to do something, but with very little like help and support around it by the sounds of it. And people who were just willing to go, oh yeah, why don't you take this? Why don't you try this?
Yeah. No, I mean it is on me ultimately, Um, so yeah, I hold full accountability for that. Um, but yeah, the information wasn't there, and what is anyone else gonna say? There's just so little that you can say to somebody that's in that position, and the support isn't there. So I mean, yeah, it's hopefully there's more information coming out and people can make better, more informed decisions and whatnot. But no, I reckon it was 100% on me. It's one I knew that I knew that there'd be physical symptoms, Becca. I didn't think that there'd be mental symptoms like that.
Yeah.
People talked about sex drive increasing. I can handle that. That's not a problem, is it? But there wasn't at all any kind of mention. And I think someone said to me once, what you're like drunk is what you'll be like on steroids,
Right.
which I think is interesting. So if you're an angry drunk, you'll be angry. If you're horny, you'll be horny. If you're whatever. But
Yeah.
that's the only didn't really think that through.
Yeah.
That didn't really mean anything to me. Um, but apparently I am really angry.
Just curious. Do you feel like you're the same, or do you feel like, did you have any therapy moving after that once you'd got yourself out of that position, or is this just like realizations you've come to on your own?
Just so wise now, Becca. I'm just so wise.
So wise.
No, I've just kind of muddled my way through, but I'm not I need to get better at that. I'm not an ask for help kind of girl.
Yeah.
Which is to my detriment. But no, I know a lot of stuff though, and I've not taken my own advice. So why the fuck would I ask someone else? You know what I mean? If I'm not listening to myself when I know full fucking well what I should and shouldn't be doing, then why would I ask someone else? And I think that's where I was sort of at. I was like, there's so many things here that I need to be getting in line. I don't even know where my ducks are. They're definitely not in a row. So I could just get them lined up. But I think, just coming off the back of it, it did allow me to release loads of stuff.
Yeah.
Like, I'm so much nicer to myself now. I put so much pressure on myself. Like, I was either winning or losing. And like, I didn't really realize that there's no loser. There's never a loser. Like, you either win or you learn. And if you're learning, you're winning.
Yeah.
And I know that sounds ridiculous, but it's true. And especially in a sport, like if you're losing, then you've learned something. You've got a little bit stronger. You've seen somebody do a better technique than you. You've learned something. Just move forward from it. You're an hour better person. You don't really learn that much from winning.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like, it'll feed your ego, but that's about it. You know, for
100%.
me anyway. Speak for me. I learned so much from all the moments in life that I've lost. And that's my takeaway from the situation, really. You either win or you lose.
I know, I love that. What were the things that got you out of like the other side then? So once you'd come off of a cycle and you're obviously in this really dark place, what were there like? Was there anything that like any moments where you thought, oh yeah, that was a bit of a turning point for me?
Oh no, there was no turning point.
It was just a slow slog back to life.
It was dark and it was sloggy. No, there was nothing, mate. There was absolutely nothing. It was just.
How did you get here now then?
Oh, it's like moment by moment. I look back and I'm like, wow, how the fuck did you even do that? Like, I just happened the other day, I was journaling because I journal now.
Nice.
And I look back on one of the journals from the competition from around the Arnolds, and I was reading it and I was like, wow, how on earth did you get from there to here? And it was just slowly catchy monkey.
Yeah.
I think they found like a real this is going completely off subject here, but I just found myself, and I found like a real deep spirituality and like a deep connection with nature and myself and all of that I just never had before, because I'd never had to. Like I always strived for like, right, I've got to be a certain person. I'm terrified of being rejected. I'm terrified of losing because I feel that I'm going to be rejected. I just want to be accepted into this club, right? Let me be part of your club. And it terrified me, the thought of losing and people would go, oh, Gemma's not that good. Just, it's if the schoolgirl bullies scenario, isn't it? So I had such a one-track mind of like, right, I need to be successful in business. I need to be filthy rich so that people know that I'm not shit. I need to be really strong so people know that I'm not shit. And I didn't really ever in my whole life take a step back and take a breath. At any point, at no point in my life had I taken a breath. Like, I had a baby at 19. I got married at 21. I had another baby before that. And I'd just gone from that into really heavy careers, into, right, okay, I've had my second kid, I'm married, what can I do now? Right, okay, I'm going to play rugby. Threw myself headfirst into that. Played for North Wales. That's the best I was going to get. Didn't make it into the national team. Threw myself into powerlifting. Threw myself into strongman. It was all like, how fast can I run? Can I outrun myself? Can I run so fast that this shadow that's chasing me doesn't actually catch me? And it just caught me and just whacked me around the back of the head. So I'd not at any point in my life taken the time to find out who the fuck I was.
Yeah.
And what I actually liked and what set my heart on fire in any way, shape, or form. I lived on fear and caffeine. That's about it. So it was just a case of, right, I got knocked to the floor by my own demons and all the shit that I was putting into my body. And I could not move.
Yeah.
I was sat, I remember sitting there on the sofa and thinking to myself, I can't physically move. Like I can't stand up. I can't go and drink a glass of water. I can't look after myself. Like I've got nothing to give the world. And so I was absolutely forced to look at myself.
Yeah.
And just say, right, for the first time in your whole life, you're going to look at what is going to make you actually happy. What sets your heart on fire? What makes you, because I had to feel a tiny bit better. And I just started to find things that made me feel a tiny little bit better. And then every day I'm stubborn. I'm stubborn as fuck. So I'm not like a lie there and roll over and let it scratch my belly kind of person, thankfully. But so many people wouldn't, would have. I'm so thankful for that bit of me that is so stubborn. So yeah, I started like just doing little things that made me happy, and then moment by moment, day by day, I was like, just pick myself up, and really slowly. And there's not like any miraculous great big turning points. My husband is like the biggest rock and crutch. Like I see people who go through these situations and they don't have someone supporting them, and quite often they've got somebody that's actually chastising them.
Yeah.
I support so many people now through similar situations like this, and they've got people there that are chastising them, like, what are you doing? What have you done today? What productive things? How are you helping yourself? Rah, rah, rah. You need to do this, you need to do that. And luckily enough, I was with somebody who was like, you need to do exactly what makes you happy. Whatever's going to make you happy today, you need to do it. If you get nothing done, I will get back from work and I will do it all.
Yeah.
And so a lot. I'm so thankful to him for that, and the kids for being so fucking beautiful, and patient and lovely.
Yeah.
But yeah, I can't say that there was a miraculous turning point. I never stopped training,
Nice.
and exercise is the queen of all things, because channeling that energy out of me. Pushing it all out, moving it all around, getting my body moving. That whole your body keeps score. Have you read that?
Yeah.
Yeah, just like keeping myself like moving and everything is that definitely was key for me.
Yeah.
That and getting out into nature, sticking my feet in the river, putting my back up against a tree.
Hell
But
yeah.
no, I wouldn't expect anybody to look for some defining moment in their recovery if they're recovering from a mental health crisis or a breakdown, because it won't be there.
Yeah.
It will be the fact that in 12 months' time, you'll look back and you'll go, oh, wow, everything has changed. But day by day, nothing felt any different.
Yeah. Yeah. It's those like tiny, minute changes, but I love that. Like, I know you won't think it, but it's an inspirational story of like just finding yourself and fucking ticking off bit by bit, day by day, just knowing that at some point we'll get better, but that fucking moment in time, it's still going to be shit. And you've just got
Yeah,
to like,
definitely. And do you know what? If it wasn't for that, though, I wouldn't have gone on that journey, and I wouldn't have. Now I got to a point last year where I was like, okay, I'm good to go for a bit. Like I started coaching again from a gym, like a commercial gym, because I'd obviously burnt my business to the ground. And I picked myself up, and then I kind of carried on with all the stuff that I was having to do to make myself feel better. So then I went from rock bottom to functional adult to actually excelling, because I knew how to make that step.
yeah,
Whereas I would never have known how to make that step before, because I never had to.
yeah,
So I'm dead thankful for it looking back. It didn't feel like that at the time, but I've got a whole toolbox full of things to that I do every day and that I help other people with as well. I think that's important as a coach. I think it's
Yeah.
important to have those tools in your toolbox, isn't it?
100%. Well, as well, like you've got lived experience, haven't you? Which is always the best way to then help other people. Is if you've got lived experience, then it's easier to talk about it, isn't it? Like
Yeah.
I've tried to kill myself before when I was 15, and like I feel
No.
like now when people talk to me about it, I can be like, yeah,
Yeah.
let's get down in that hole together and talk about it because I can fucking relate to those feelings. And
Yeah.
it's just that thing, isn't it? Of being at the same, get down to that level, and if you've got lived experience, it's easier to get there, isn't it?
Yeah, you gotta meet people where they're at, haven't you? So many times people jump in and they're like, "Oh, here we are," and it's like, "Nah, mate, we're not. We're nowhere
Yeah.
near there, like, I can't even see that."
Yeah. No, get back down in this hole with me.
Come down here and then talk to me.
Yeah,
And I've very much
absolutely.
yeah, I've been down there, I've been in that hole, and we're good. We're good, I'll sit next to you. We
Hell
can
yeah.
talk we can talk in this hole, I'm comfortable here.
Hell yeah. That's the thing, isn't it? And it's yeah, making those comfortable situations. Like if you have somebody in your life who is in that at that point, like I've got someone in my life at the moment who's at that point, and it's there's no point in going, oh, well, it's going to get better. Don't tell them about the future. They don't care. Like people don't care about that. You can't see that far ahead a lot of the time. Usually, when you're at that
No,
position, can you? So it's just about
no,
getting down there and talking about how they're feeling at that moment, that very moment in time. And if it's all shit, then it's all shit. That's just
yeah.
how it is now.
Yeah, and it's the one tiny thing that we can just do that's gonna make you feel better right now.
Yeah,
I don't care about the future, just right now, are you capable of breathing in and breathing out,
yeah.
you know, and that's it, isn't it? I had a couple of really severe, in fact, the first panic attacks I ever had were at the Arnold's in the back of there. And Jenny was great. What a great support she was. She must have went home and needed to sage herself or something, Becca.
She
Just
wouldn't do
sort
that. She'd burn.
of disappear in front of our very eyes. But yeah, Becca Crumpsey, who I mentioned before, she's a nurse, and she was just taking me through some breathing exercises, and then that was it, isn't it? Just right here and right now. Can you breathe in and out? Turns out
Yeah.
that I couldn't. But she tried.
Yeah, you're about to pass out. You're like, fuck,
Yeah.
it's too late.
I'm
See ya.
going. Too late. Try.
Fucking
Yeah.
hell. It's
Yeah. No.
quality that. Nah, that's like, I appreciate so much you opening up about that because I know it's so fucking difficult to talk about sometimes, but like, I think it's so genuine and it if it only helps one person who listens to it and goes, fucking hell, actually, yeah, like
Yeah.
maybe this one little nice thing today. And yeah, it's such
Yeah.
a great way to move forward. Do you regret taking the PEDs then or not because it gave you that journey that you needed?
No, I don't, because it gave me the journey. But what I'd say to people is just don't get to the point where you need the fucking journey. Like, just don't. You don't need the journey. Like, you don't need the push to go on the journey. Just do some self work. Like, look at yourself in the mirror, because so many people are horrible to themselves and they don't know that that's not normal.
Yeah.
Like, it's not normal, like, all of the baggage that you've collected over this lifetime and previous lifetimes, if you're as hippie as I am, um, all of the shit that you've picked up along the way, deal with it. Stop hiding from it, because so many people distract themselves. I was just distracting myself one thing after the other, like distraction after distraction after distraction. I can outrun it. I'm strong. No one's that strong. So yeah, don't push yourself to the point where where you fall into that addiction, or you fall into that whatever it is, that ped use, or professional, you know self-harm that sport is
Yeah.
sometimes.
Yeah,
Yeah. So no, I
absolutely.
don't. I absolutely don't regret it, because I was the sort of stubborn mule that needed to absolutely break before they could put themselves back together, and I did, and I've mended so many relationships. There's some that have gone forever, which is absolutely fine.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's been a lot of mending done that needed to be done before. So
Yeah.
all good, Becca. Can't regret it.
We love that. We love that. Do you think you'll ever foray back into Strongwoman then? Is there a
Well,
Strongwoman comp
I
in your
did.
future?
Nah, nah, mate.
Nah.
I did Queen of the North, 2024, 4 or 5. This is 6, 4.
Yeah.
And I absolutely loved it. It was great. And I did it as like a catharsis, like sort of, can you go into that environment and keep calm and not put pressure on yourself to win and not do all of those? Can you not repeat history? And yeah, I did it. I didn't repeat history. It was fine. I think I came third, which is, it was Kate Connolly and Michaela Pearson, who were
Really good.
absolute
Still strong.
monsters. So I'm happy with that.
Yeah.
I'd love to. I think I'm a bit old, and it costs a lot of money. I mean, where's the support for women? Where is it? Like, it costs so much money. Like, there's no way I could afford all of the money again that it cost me to compete, and not receive anything for it.
Yeah. It's
Like,
difficult, isn't it?
yeah, for Brits, I got a bill. Like, how is that possible? It's unfortunate, and hopefully we are just sort of like clearing the path for the girls to come forward in a couple of years' time and start bossing it and getting paid.
Yeah,
All
absolutely.
we can hope for. But no, I don't think I could afford to.
That's very
Terrible, that,
fair.
isn't it?
Hey, you need to be going into local comps. I just did that Flamingo Land comp at the weekend. I won 500
Look,
quid
man,
off of that. Yeah, it was
did
class.
you?
Yeah, I won
Stop
fucking
it!
500 quid. Yeah, they've already paid me for it. I couldn't believe it. It cost me
What?
a 45 quid entry, and then I paid 20 quid for my sister to come for a ticket for her. And then, yeah,
Man,
made 500 back. I was like, fucking bonus.
having that, and it was in Flamingo Land, which you can't really complain about.
100%, yeah. I got to go and load
Yeah,
rides all day. It was class fun.
yeah.
But yeah, I think it's just picking, the comps that are going to give back to you. And I've had this like over the last few years where I've done a lot of comps and I was really competitive, wanting to do like all the big stuff, all the pathways, and actually got to a point where I thought, I don't enjoy this. Like UK, I did Natty UKs this year, and as I was there and I won it, and I thought afterwards, like, I've not really enjoyed this. Like, I've not had a nice day. And then I've done fucking
Well,
Flamingo Land and had like the fucking best day of my
boss
life.
time. I'm being paid.
Yeah. And you're just like, yeah, I think sometimes, like you've said already on this podcast, it's a hobby. We're doing this for fun. Like, we are here for fun. And if it's not fun, then why the fuck are you doing it?
Why are we here? Yeah, and it's so easy to forget in those big environments as well that you're there as a volunteer, so to speak.
Yeah.
And actually it should be loads of fun, but all too often it's not. And
Yeah.
and the competitiveness can get the better of people as well, and you can start like seeing people butting heads, and it's like, oh, come on now.
Yeah.
And that's just the organisers, never mind us.
Yeah. Mainly the organisers, usually.
Mainly the organisers. What's wrong with them? You get paid, man.
Yeah, literally, this is your job.
Yeah. Shit.
What would you say to yourself then when you first started the sport? If you had any sage words of wisdom to begin with, what would you say to people or yourself or both?
Oh, what would I say? Just to not forget to enjoy it. That you're a long time dead, and if you're doing it for the wrong reasons, it will catch you up.
Yeah.
And if you're not enjoying it, you're doing it for the wrong reasons.
Yeah.
And I think that's all the advice for life in general, really. If you're doing something that isn't setting your heart and soul on fire, you need to stop doing it. The Matrix is lying to you. You don't need to. It doesn't need to be hard. Like, that's a big lesson for me in life in general. It doesn't need to be hard. Find something that you love doing and crack on with it and keep a big smile on your face, because life's not that serious.
Hell yeah, I fucking love that. Well, it moves us on nicely as well. I wasn't going to do a silly goose on this because it's quite a serious episode, but I think seeing as you've
Go
said
for
it,
it.
let's do a fucking silly goose while we're at it,
100%.
shall we? Moving on to the final part of the podcast. So I won't keep you for much longer, but this has been fucking class. I've absolutely loved it. Well, before we move on to the silly part, have you got any other serious final words that you want to say? I think your advice was class there, though.
No, not really. I think that sort of wraps it up.
Hell yeah.
Really, there's no more. I've got no more wisdom left in me, Becca. That's all my wisdomous wisdom. You've had it
Wisdom's
all.
I've had a good chunk of wisdom there. No, I feel like I've been wisdomed.
You're gonna get a streak of grey in your hair after this from me.
I'm already going grey. It's fine. I'll shave my head again soon, so we won't have to worry.
Your hair's
about
looking on point, man.
I look like I'm coming out of One Direction at the moment. I feel like.
Well, I don't see anything wrong with that.
Apart from this, I've got almost like a little cockatoo peak going on.
I was going to say, it's not a ponytail. It's just
I'm not really sure what. I don't know what it's doing. It's just it's doing its own thing. So I've just.
It's lovely, mate. Don't. I'm
just gonna hold my head in this position so no one can see it.
You know, man. Everyone's favourite cockatoo.
Yeah, cockatoo vibes going on today. But right, let's move on then. Final part of the podcast, the silly goose section. So, first of all, I would say, do you have a silly goose you'd like to bring to the table? But I actually didn't tell you that we were going to be doing the silly goose, so you won't have anything prepared, which is absolutely fine. Unless you can randomly think of one off the top of your head, which if you can, fair folks.
Absolutely fucking not.
That's fine. I've always got some held up me sleeves. Don't worry.
Can you bring one to the table?
Always, mate. I've always got one ready. Well, one of them was actually from what you'd said before, because you were saying about your little hippie woo-woo, previous lives. Have you lived a previous life? Or if you haven't, feel like you have lived a previous life, what would your previous life have been?
I've definitely had previous lives. I'm an old soul. So there's been a few that have come up for me. Like, people are going to switch off at this point, Becca. You realise, like, this bitch
people
is
love this bit. No, people love this bit, mate.
So I've been a Maori apparently before, like a big old man. There's a word for it, but I can't remember what the word was. But a Maori man anyway. And I've been a old little fat Greek woman.
Wow.
That's come through before. And I have been married to my husband before, who it came through for him that I was a little peasant woman. So I've been a peasant woman wife as well. Yeah, I've had lots of past lives. But I believe we all have. It's very rare for someone to be a new soul unless they're like a starseed. Of course.
What's
some
a
sort of galactic being that's been placed here for some sort of mission.
How would you know that? How would you know that though? And how do you know about your past lives? Who have you been to? Who's told you about this? Because I love this sort of stuff. I find it fascinating. Yeah,
in. I've spent so much time just connecting with myself and in meditation and just opening up my heart and really learning about everything really is energy. Like, everything's fucking energy. And that's what all your manifestation is. That's like, the time is linear. It's all happening now, you know? So you can just learn with various different, like, I go deep dive into sacred geometry and like I do energy movement exercises every day, like a fucking proper hippie shit. I'll stand out here in the patio and the neighbors will look at me going, what the fuck is he doing now? Like, how has she got an endless supply of mushrooms? Which I don't. I don't do that. Yeah, so you can just train yourself to connect in with your guides and your little spirit team who are with you all the time, I believe.
Oh my God. I think I'm going to have to look into this because I'd love this sort of stuff, me. I really want to go to, is it like not the fortune tellers, but the ones, like a fortune teller. Like
a psychics, yeah. You've got to be dead careful though, you know. I found, like, going on this journey, I found that you've got to protect yourself because not everything's love and light. Like, there's some dark shit out there. So just be careful who you're going to, because I've been to a few people and like now I'm a little bit more intuitive. I can kind of get a vibe on it. I've always been an empath, and I've always been a little bit like I know what you're thinking, and it's always been a bit like that for me. But yeah, you get a vibe on people, and there's obviously, if people can channel in your spirit team and love and light and all the angels, they can also channel in bad things, and they might not know they're doing it. Like I've been to someone before and it was like, oh, you need to split up with your husband, and this is, well, not you need to split up with your husband, you're going to split up with your husband. I thought, oh my God, this is like, you're not channeling anything nice here. Like,
Don't like this one.
That's not true. Yeah, so I think you can externalize your wisdom with various different teachers and people, but I think it'll always come back to looking inwards and knowing that you can do all of that stuff yourself if you just sit with yourself for long enough and just meditate. Breath work. Breath work's great, and just grounding. I'll sit for hours in the forest with my feet on the floor. Like people walk past and I'm like, what the hell is she doing now?
Yeah.
But yeah, I think all of that stuff, you have the power.
Hell
Becca.
yeah.
You can connect. It is there.
I need to do this because I've got a serious phone addiction problem at the moment, and I'm really trying my hardest to like crack it and just get rid of it. And I need to do something like some sort of grounding or meditation. My biggest problem is though, I think because I'm so like busy and I'm always like, oh fuck, I'll do this, I'll do that, I'll do this. That if I stop for any period of time, I just fall asleep. Like I can't meditate. Every time I've tried it, I'm literally out. Like when Chloe's done a load of hypno on me, she hypnotized me to stop vaping, which worked a fucking treat. It was belter.
Nice.
But like I was like, oh, she'll never hypnotize me. And literally, because I was laid down, she started talking, and I was like, bang, out like a fucking light, like fast asleep. So yeah, I need to do so, and I think that's probably because my brain is just fucking overloaded with shit all of the time.
Yeah,
so,
but that's why you need to do it. That's why you need to do it. And you know what? If I have to do it at the end of the day, I'll do it outside in the chair where I'm sat outside. Like, I think a lot of the time I was going to bed and trying to meditate with my headphones in and that, and I'm obviously going to zonk straight away.
Yeah.
And then if I can't do it, I'd find somewhere outside in nature where you're definitely not going to feel safe enough to fall asleep.
Oh, mate, you haven't met me. I'll fall asleep anywhere.
That's a skill, that is, that is a skill, being able to fall asleep anywhere.
It's really
You're
bad.
an airport sleeper, aren't you?
100%. I had a little sleep at Flamingo Land when we were at the comp after the sandbag runs. Yeah, I just lay down and I had my head on the bag, and literally I was out like a fucking light. Woke up and I was like, whoa, where am I?
No, you'll be able to do it, because eventually you'll be able to see, like, if your third eye will open, you'll be able to see like things behind your eyes proper. I mean, some people can do that anyway, like before they even try, and then you're sort of mesmerized, you're locked in then.
Yeah.
And then I think you realize that I don't think your thoughts are your own. Sorry, proper silly goose moment. I just think they're all down, like most of them are downloaded from the ether. Random thoughts, like, and you can just start being curious. Like, you'll sit there and you'll go, like, any thought that comes into my head now, I'm like, oh, that's interesting. Like, where's that come from? Whereas before it was just like a train station, like bloody.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of a busy train station, but you know what I mean.
Yeah.
But now it's like, oh, that's interesting, and it's curious, and it's been the source of so much healing for me. I'm like, you might just find yourself slowing down and having a bit more clarity. Not that you need it, you're doing fucking boss like, but
I'd like to slow down. That's one thing I have done this year is like take time and just go, actually, do you know what? This isn't that fucking serious. I don't need to do that right now. I can just chill out for a bit. Fishing for me has been the one, because like,
oh really?
It keeps me busy and I'm doing something, but I can't do anything else at the same time. I have to do that one thing. I can't look at my phone. I can't like be doing stuff. I've literally just got to focus in on one thing, fishing, and like standing in a river. Class. Love that.
Wow.
Like, I wouldn't do that if I didn't have a job to do. Yeah, I see otters all the time. And kingfishers. Yeah, I fucking love it.
Cute. So many people say that about fishing. I took the kids I took the kids to a trout farm, and I was like, I'll teach you how to fish. I don't know how to fish. Like, So there we were casting our fucking. We didn't even manage to cast it, I don't think. And then our Willow, my eldest, was like, "Oh, she got a net and she just scooped it into the water and picked out this fish." And she was like, "Oh, she was like, oh, she didn't want to do the fishing, so she sat out. She didn't want to hurt the fish."
Fair, yeah.
Yeah. So, but it doesn't. You unhook it. It wasn't barbed or
Yeah.
nothing. But anyway. So she was so worried about hurting this fish that she scooped it up. She dropped it on the floor. It whacked its head. It died on the fucking floor.
Oh no!
Oh, what a tragic experience that was for her. She killed the fish in trying to be kind to the fish.
Oh, big
So
learning lesson there.
That's a fishing no.
No,
But yeah, fish,
poor
it's
Willow.
nice that you found something, mate, and you can start to meditate when you're fishing. Just
Yeah, I think I do zone out because, like, when I come back from it, I think, what have I been thinking about? And I'm like, fuck all. Running as well. Running's dead good for that. I like running on my own, and I like a lot of the time. Well, sometimes I listen to podcasts. I don't really listen to music because it makes you run too fast. Sometimes I
yeah,
listen to podcasts, and sometimes I just run with nothing. Because after a
yeah,
while, you're in a flow state. You're not thinking of anything really. You're just moving, aren't you? And like that. That's quite therapeutic, I feel, but I'm not very good at the moment at just sitting still. That needs I
no.
need working on that.
Yeah, I mean, and yeah, just start with 5 minutes meditation, isn't it? I think so many people jump in, they're like, I'm going to meditate for an hour. It's like, nah, mate, you're not.
Yeah, you're
No
gonna
way.
struggle there.
Yeah, you're going to struggle. Just do 5 minutes and do it guided, on YouTube. There's so many different, like, little guided meditations and
Yeah,
even like shamanic journey work where they take you on a little mental journey.
yeah,
And you can really open some interesting boxes in your head doing stuff like that. And it's not boring. I think people put so much pressure on themselves, like I've got to clear my mind. Well, not really. You're not
yeah,
going to get there for a very long time. You just got to observe your thoughts and be curious about what's coming through your head. Like, how nice are you being to yourself?
yeah.
And all of that shizzle, isn't it? Slowly,
100%.
slowly catch the monkey, as with everything else.
Hell
Start with something
yeah.
small.
I
Yeah,
love
man.
that. And I think being bored as well, like I'm aiming for that. I want to be
Yeah.
bored. When's the last time we've been bored? The world that we live in now does not support boredom, and I think that's fucked us. We're too productive. We need to bring boredom back.
Yeah, bring it back. Yeah, and the phones, like you mentioned before, they're fucking killing people. Like the attention span of my kids. Well, Willow's not so bad. She's 19, so she didn't grow up with it. But our Dylan, like, he can sit there and just scroll on TikTok, and it's shit he's watching,
Yeah,
and it's brainwashing him, and it's his attention span's dwindling, and it's just I think it's just putting so much fear into people. Like, do you ever come off your phone and feel amazing? Like,
no,
nobody ever comes off a scrolling session and feels amazing.
nah,
Like, I always like I'll scroll across a few things if I ever do it, and then there'll be something that'll come up that's terrifying.
yeah,
It's genuinely terrifying. Like, there's things going on in the world that you're not ready and you're not prepared to receive, and you'll see them. And I don't think that people have any kind of idea at the impact that that's then having on the rest of their day, and how scared they are of things that are going on in the world, and
yeah,
how they want you to be scared of everything that's going on in the world. It's
yeah,
all this big agenda, and you need to take a step out of that agenda and go, right, okay, what in the world right now is going to make me happy and make my heart fucking sing? I'm just going to go and do that. But
yeah.
it's too easy just to pick this up and distract ourselves, because it's hilarious for 5 minutes, and some of the things are hilarious.
Yeah, that's the
But
thing. It's that 5 minute dopamine hit, isn't it? But I notice if my screen time is up, I am so much more depressed. If I
oh,
haven't had my phone with me all day, I'm like, oh fucking hell, I feel all right, mate. And I'm like, oh, no
yeah,
wonder.
100%. It's mental, isn't it? And my daughter recently, she got a book, and she's weird like that. She a murder book, like a weird. Yeah, strange one. Anyway, she got into it, and she said to me that she finished her book. She got the second one. She read that two books, which was pretty mint. And then she said she got onto TikTok, and she spent like 10 minutes on TikTok and felt anxious as fuck.
Yeah,
And I don't think she'd made that connection before, like how anxious it was making her. So I was like,
yeah,
praise.
yeah.
Um, yeah.
Yeah, we've
So
all got to get there at some point, haven't we? But anyway, this has
we
been, I
will.
won't keep you for any longer, but this has been a fantastic podcast, Jemma. It's been class to
Oh,
talk to you.
yeah.
I've thoroughly enjoyed this. It's been so good. So where can people find you? And if there's anything that you want to promote or plug, then let people know now.
Well, do you know what? I don't even know what my Instagram handle is. I'm going to have to open my phone.
Oh, no.
It doesn't tell me on my phone. So it's Jemma.Stubbs.strength on Instagram. So Jemma Stubbs, my name is actually Jemma Stubbington. So either one of those, Jemma with a J, will find me on social media if you want to reach out. If anyone's having a hard time with anything, you're more than welcome to reach out and talk to me about it. Nothing to plug, mate. I am a strength coach, but you know, it is what it is. It's not a plug, but I'm here if anyone wants me.
It should be a plug. It should be a plug.
Strength coach and
Absolutely.
counsellor.
Hell yeah. For some
Hells
guided
yeah.
meditation, let's go.
Go on, let's connect with your past lives. Let's go.
Hell yeah. We're going to do this. Camp VC is going to be the one. We're going to get you in there.
Yeah.
We can all do some fucking meditation, do a bit of Strongwoman. It's going to be class fun.
Class. The two ends of the spectrum coming together. Let's have it.
Hell yeah, we love it. Right, well, thank you very much for being on, Jemma. It's been an absolute pleasure. And yeah, I hope you guys all enjoyed listening. All of Gemma's information will be in the show notes below. So yeah, thank you very much. And we'll see you all on the next one. Goodbye. Thanks for listening to this episode of Strong Woman Highs, and I hope you enjoyed it. If you want to support the podcast, then please give us a follow on Instagram. Or if you would like, we're also on buymeacoffee.com/strongwomanhighs. This is where you can send us tips, or you can also join our membership area, which is $5 a month or £4 a month. It's the silly gosling level. We'll post out any extra content that we get on there, and hopefully a few little free giveaways of things as well. The podcast currently doesn't cost a lot to run, which is what we're trying to keep it as, but we would like to be able to cover our costs, and also once those costs are covered, any profit that is made on Strong Woman Highs will be getting saved up and put into a pot for future Strong Woman competitions that we can sponsor. So if you have a Strong Woman competition that you'd like to be sponsored, or if you want to be on the podcast, then give us a shout, send me a message on Instagram or on YouTube, anywhere else you can get us, and we'll get it sorted, because the more women that we can get on, the better. Thanks for listening and watching. Bye!